Okay.
If you
That's
wanna-
good. I'll set it
Okay.
behind me when I get
Well, no, I
there.
was going to say, go ahead and get John 16:24 too. That way we'll,
I've got a different
in case,
translation
in
probably.
case it reads a little different.
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Yeah. You need help finding it?
I do. It's on page
16:24.
1624. It's on page 859 of the Bible.
Okay.
I'm just giving it a second.
Yeah. You know how Facebook Live is, it always.
Yeah, we are live, so.
Yeah.
We are live.
Anything you say can and will be used against you.
I'm watching what I say.
It's good to have that warning sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. You have your phone?
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Okay.
We usually don't get a whole lot of comments on there.
years home and sing when we don't have anything to
When
do.
there's nothing else.
So,
Yeah. I will say I noticed when, I think it was before the service, before the timer went off this morning, that you were studying your notes and you might have been speaking out loud while you were studying. Is that pretty, is that normal? Or do you know you do that?
Yeah, sometimes I talk to myself and I answer myself.
Okay.
You know, I've become really good friends with myself over the
Yeah.
years. So
That's good.
Pretty comfortable.
That's better if you
Hey,
don't.
look, first
you
time
don't
ever.
have to say.
I opened my Facebook and there it
It
was.
actually popped up.
You're-
There you go.
Oh wait, I'm on your page. That's why.
Oh, you're
It's
right.
not because I wasn't
Yeah.
on me.
Yeah.
It never shows up on my page.
No, because it knows, Facebook knows what we're talking about.
Well, actually, it's there. Look.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Okay, I think we're good. We can start.
Okay. Jenny brings her phone over, that way we'll have, if anybody comments anything to respond to.
Well, this is going to be fun.
You are tall. This is gonna be fun. We got Jenny overlooking us.
That's right.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
Exactly, where she can keep us in line, so. All right, so this is how this goes, Chris. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Chris found out about 3 hours ago he was a guest on tonight.
Yeah.
Because he was out of the country when we announced it last week.
Yeah, but he was here this week, so this is how we open. So, welcome back to JOJ. Glad y'all are here Sunday evening, live again this week, and we have our first guest speaker.
Wow.
Our first guest speaker.
I'm honored.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
We're honored to have you here. So, feel like we're hitting it out of the park with our first guest speaker.
Oh,
here,
yeah.
so.
Yeah. It'll be awesome tonight and back to not so awesome after this.
But yeah, so you want to read? Remember, you probably with the phone being that much further away,
But I need to yell.
need to project over that
Okay.
way.
Director Sis is back there.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Can't see it. Okay, the Bible verse is John 16:24. Ask and you will receive, so that your joy will be in the fullest possible joy. Why do we spend so much time helping others learn how to catch fish? Why are we so patient and understanding with our wives and kids in that teaching process? Okay.
Just keep reading.
Okay. Why do we take a friend fishing who really doesn't know how to fish? We do these things so that those we love can experience the same joy in fishing that we do. That is exactly why Jesus is so willing to give to us. The light is like glaring inside.
Yeah.
He is willing to give whatever it takes so we can experience the joy he has in heaven. It is a joy that we cannot even comprehend, the fullest possible joy. He is also concerned about the daily joy we have in our short time here on earth. He gave us his word to make sure that we can find joy no matter what.
Yeah, so Jenny, read through that first part of it. Why are we so patient and understanding with our wives and kids in the teaching process of fishing? I feel like I'm usually pretty. I've grown in that, and then I've also learned how to set myself up for success. You agree with that, Chris?
I do.
So, like, when you take a kid fishing, don't take them the first time to go skip docks. Take them out in the middle of the lake where there's nothing for them to get hung on. And that's when Jenny and I fish in the river out here. I like to go when the water's down and the fish are in the middle of the river. That way she's not throwing around the banks.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to the bank and getting a tree or bait out of the trees. So I think there is something to set yourself up for success when you're doing that.
So you don't lose your patience.
Correct.
Correct.
Because I know I would lose my patience.
He's also very judgmental. We call him Judgmental Joe.
He'll tell you to throw on one side of the boat, and then you won't catch fish, and then he'll throw on that side of the boat and catch the fish. It's rigged.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
one of my
Anywho.
children right there chiming in on that. So, but no, it is because we enjoy watching others catch fish. That is a big part of fishing, is getting to share that joy, getting to share that excitement with those around us. But Jesus did give the most joy that he could possibly share, because he loves us so much that he wants us to spend eternity with him, and that's why he was so willing to give to us. And it is joy that we can't comprehend, like Jimmy says in there. That's when I ponder about heaven. I think of how great it's going to be, but then also, like, I even think of the small things. Like, what are smells going to be like? Like Tim mentioned the rose bushes over there at the house. Like, we think of that as being a pleasant smell. We're not. It's, in my mind, it's not even going to compare. Like the colors of the sky, like, those kind of things.
Yeah, the Bible says that in heaven there will be no sun by day or the moon that shines at night, because in heaven Jesus is the light.
Yeah.
And so he'll be exuding light.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
Yeah. You have anything else to add to that?
What? My thought when I first read this, I actually thought Jimmy was going to go, like, he's talking about joy and, like, teaching a kid, to fish and the joy it brings us. Kind of actually thought it was going to maybe go, like, that's why we share Jesus, is because we want people to have the joy that we have, but it didn't go there. So, because that's what we're called to do here, as somebody also preached this morning. Is, we should be spreading the gospel. So, we should have a light in us that shines so brightly that somebody that, may not be a follower looks at us like, what do you have that's so different?
Yeah.
But he didn't go there, so
Yeah. So
that's my own personal devotional.
That's good. I like it. All right. So now we're going to shift gears from Jimmy's, and Chris has got a bookmark in his. So is this where you've got?
Yeah, I just randomly opened one
Okay.
up, and I think it actually fell to one of mine. This is a book that I co-authored with Captain Blake Smith and James Niggemeyer, and we wanted to give a devotional book.
Yeah.
To give, it takes 40 days to build a habit.
Okay.
So we gave 45 days of devotional, and it's all about fishing.
Yeah.
And the scriptures are on there, but really been popular, with our college age fishing kids and and high school, fishing kids and things like that. I even know a couple of state teams that they get together and they read it, and all the boats come around them and they just read them one at a time. So they're short devotionals, designed kind of for the male brain. Yeah. Because men don't like when men see words. It's like Nate Bargatze says, it's just books just have words, it's just more and more words, and so you try to keep it short.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not the length of the passage is what it means.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, the Morning Bite devotional, like Chris said, they co-authored with those guys, both other great guys and great men that I know James pretty well.
We're the Fishers of Men.
Okay.
Yeah, we're the Fishers of Men.
Yeah,
that's what.
Just happened to flip it. That's pretty good. So, very well known verse among fishermen, obviously, and among a lot of folks. So it's Matthew 4:19, and he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." There are very few things in life that spur the imagination of a fisherman more than a warm morning in the early spring when bass move shallow to spawn. During this time, the chances of catching a big bass increase exponentially. The visual experience that bedding fish present to an angler has no equal. This immediately makes me think of a bedding fish story that Chris has shared multiple times. You probably know.
Let's not share that one. The devotion needs to be on forgiveness.
The techniques used to corral these fish are varied, and although exciting, it's not always easy. Very true. Some days fishing for bedding fish can be an exercise in absolute frustration. I've seen times when it seems you can throw your entire tackle box and the fish just will not bite. When that happens, the temptation is to give up on the fish and just move on. However, I've learned from watching many bass pros that perseverance pays off. There could be several reasons that fish won't bite. It could be that a change in color, presentation, line size, or distance will help the problem. And sometimes one change makes all the difference. It could just be plain repetition. Often, the persistent angler can catch that fish. Many times as Christians, we have trouble with evangelism. We share the gospel with a friend or family member, and if they don't come to faith immediately, we give up. There are several things we need to remember. First of all, God does the saving. Amen to that. None of us can save anyone. Second, we are successful when we simply share the good news in a way that honors Christ. Sharing with humility and kindness can be the key. And third, patience and persistence pay off. So don't give up. It can pay off with the catch of an eternity. Chris, I think this just slapped you right in the face.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you want to talk about that, but it like
Yeah.
of what I don't know if you wanted to say that or not, but I don't feel like any other way that the timing of that is just crazy.
Yeah.
Of what we were talking about right before we walked over here.
Yeah. It's wild. I tell you,
How long have you been the bass chaplain?
I had been the bass chaplain. I guess I started in 2008 or 2009. So it's been about 18 years.
Yeah.
That I've been, the chaplain, for the league series, and I was chaplain for the Major League Fishing, for a little while till it got to be too stressful to go to both.
Yeah, that's a lot.
At the same time. Yeah. But we were talking about this year in particular. We just happened to start seeing a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
From what we're doing, and it took a long time. Took a long time to break in.
Yeah.
With guys, and so. I feel like as fishermen, it's a family. The whole sport of fishing, and when there's a new person added into the family, you're kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of upset the apple cart and stuff like that. So the persistence of just staying there and trying to be consistent. And what we do, where they see you day in and day out, he's really, it's been a struggle at times.
Yeah.
But it's been a blessing as well.
Because I know how life on the road is. Jenny knows how life on the road is. And Chris travels a tremendous amount, not only with the tournaments, going to all those, being there, for the length of the competition. You're there for pretty much every competition day, aren't you, throughout the season? All the other speaking events that he does. But it really is interesting, and it was what we just discussed, was that persistence of you being there day in and day out, and those guys knowing that they can count on you, and when they personally go through any kind of life situation, they know they can always come to you, and they can get godly advice. Number one, that they've got an ear to talk to, and somebody that they can share with and get good godly advice. So
it's been really good. I enjoyed I enjoy the families, like I say, it's a huge family. It's more than just minister anglers. There are people that are on the program staff. There are people that are on the setup staff, and there are people, and so it's a lot bigger. Than it sounds. But it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing to be a part of it. So it really has. I never thought, in my life that God would, all my heroes were Bass Pros growing up. Never knew why. I never knew, why I knew who won Bugs Island in '93 or something like that. I never knew that until that happened. So I got the opportunity to be a part of it. I'm very blessed to be able to.
No, it is, and that's. The bass fishing is what brought us together to be friends, and I'm certainly very thankful for that.
Me too.
A couple things I'm going to plug Chris here. He doesn't like this kind of stuff, but I'm going to plug him. One, his claim to fame, what everybody knows Chris as, is having the America's slowest growing podcast, right?
Yeah,
Well Spoken Ministries podcast.
Yeah, the Bass Chaplain podcast, and we do it on all the podcast platforms, and we're slowly bumping up. I kind of go in spurts.
Yep.
But we do it on YouTube. We do it on all the podcast channels. But there are a lot of podcasts about fishing.
Yep.
There are a lot of podcasts about faith.
Yeah.
And my goal was to combine, to connect fishing. Where faith and fishing hook up.
That's right.
And so we talk about fishing, and because we love that, but we also talk about our faith.
Yeah.
Guys share about how they came to Christ or what God's doing in their life. And it's really good to kind of see. We have some good heroes in our sport.
We do.
And they're people that young people can look up to, and they don't have to worry about all the things that you have to worry about as a parent or you know, in the sport.
Yeah.
We've got some good guys.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, no doubt. But some that's coming up, is it going to be in the spring this year? Your boat giveaway? When
Yeah,
is that?
spring is going to be at the end of March.
Okay.
We haven't set the exact date yet. It's probably going to be the last weekend in March. You know, we're going to give away a boat again.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And that's most of the years it was in the fall and sitting over here off screen.
Turn to him.
Oh, you're going to turn to and put Mr. Tim White on.
Ready to smile, Tim?
I'm
All right, Taco Tim.
Yep.
Taco
Right
Tuesday.
over there.
Yes.
Yep. He actually won Tim's boat 3 years ago.
Yes, sir.
3 years ago. Tim won Chris's boat, and then Tim has done a fantastic job. He's from Oklahoma. He's actually over here. We're going. 3 of us are going fishing tomorrow out here on the river. But yeah, Tim won the boat giveaway, so it is real. People actually win it. A real person actually wins.
And I didn't know Tim before. You
Yeah.
know, he
Yep.
won it. But what's really cool about what Tim did with the boat, he didn't just win a boat. He took that boat and put scriptures on the side of that boat.
Yeah.
And he used it as a witnessing opportunity at every, you know, people coming to him and go, hey, that's a nice boat.
Yeah.
And he said, well, let me tell you how I won it. Let me tell you, you know,
Yeah.
what's going on. And he always has a chance to share his faith,
Yeah.
you know, using the boat.
Yeah.
And so God can use, you know, whatever we place in God's hand, God will use it,
Yeah.
you know, for His glory.
And,
So,
there's lots of
cool.
different vessels out
yes,
there, right?
yes, a lot of different fishing vessels out there. This one just happens to be a Nitro Z18.
That's
So
right. That's right. Yeah, but no, definitely towards the end of March, and we always, you know, share that and try to help you promote it on our channels and stuff. But yeah, it's always a great giveaway. Yes, and in the meantime, be sure to check out his morning bite devotional as well from Chris. So, I think that's good.
Yeah.
I'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next week will be, I guess, probably recorded,
Yeah.
or we'll have to do it early
Yeah.
because they all leave to go to Gunnersville.
Yeah, probably early. We'll probably record it. So yeah. Yep. Yeah. So next week or two even might even be recorded one. So that's it. Hope y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. We will see you back here next week.
Do I hit finish?